Big ass TFL pops out like no tomorrow on Matty.
Pops out like the morning. Is that a thing? Is that a quote?
Pops out like the morning. Look at it. Look at his TFL. It's huge.
Yeah.
Strong as an ox.
Yeah, you know, that's it.
Look at that.
That's the
Bigger
muscle.
than massive. Bigger than his glute. G'day guys, Aaron and Matty here from MMT. If you're new to our channel, make sure you like and subscribe. We do awesome bodywork videos. We show some strength coaching and sprint training. So yeah, we've got a cool channel that will really educate you. And it's also awesome to watch our stuff too, because you can get the mirror neurons firing, and as you're watching it, you can actually feel what we're doing. So what I'm gonna do today is a sideline treatment from head to toe. So as a massage practitioner, a lot of treatments are done either face down or face up, but sideline can be an awesome way that we can just get into different areas of the body that are sometimes untouched. Okay, so these areas that help us rotate, side bend, all these things that are really important to movement, all right? So what we're gonna do with Matty is literally start right up at the base of the head here. So I'm pinning into the skull, and I'm just gonna start to work all these neck muscles that actually attach up here to the skull, okay? So I'm just working my way around, coming around to the side in here where that sternocleidomastoid comes up and attaches to here, and just saying hello.
Hello.
Seeing what's going on. Hello, Matty. How are you, mate?
Hey guys, I'm here.
Matty's got a mic as well. So yeah, this is a one of those parts of the body where the sun doesn't shine, but it's where a lot of headaches can originate from.
Got the mullet coming.
Matty's big mullet is it's hard to see exactly what's going on here, but you can imagine what this feels like on yourself. So yeah, lots of headaches occur when this area gets dehydrated. So what I'm doing now is just pinning a spot. I'm just going to hold Matty's head in with my knee there.
Your knee?
And I'm just slowly starting to take that down the neck. Right there. So I got some good purchase. Got a little bit of wax on there, pre-waxed Matty up. But yeah, still probably pulling out some hairs here, so let me know if it's too painful. It's okay, Matty?
Got a haircut tomorrow.
Got a haircut tomorrow?
Oof.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some hair pulling happening there, but we need to commit to the stroke, so...
Commit to the stroke.
Commit to the stroke. So you can see me slowly taking that down. And we're gonna go all the way down into the shoulder here, which is another region where people get their stuff. So you've probably heard of upper traps, levator scapulae. This stuff's commonly treated when people are face down. But yeah, sometimes when they're on their side, it's really good because we've kind of got this leverage here where we can take the tissue, go side to side, figure out where the most tight blocks are, and then, yeah, melt them, carve through them. So I'm taking it all the way out to the acromion there.
Shoulder bone.
Shoulder bone, and I can start that again. So I guess just imagine what it would feel like to receive this treatment as you're watching here. So,
Have a breath, mate.
Out of breath? Am I breathing hard, am I?
No, it sounds like you're...
Panting. The dog. Yeah, so now I'm right at the top of the scapula, and this is where the lev scap attaches in here. So I'm just trying to find, yeah, there it is, right there. Just flicking over it.
Yep.
So just pinning that right there, holding. And what I can do with Matty too is I can get him to shrug the shoulder up a little bit. So shrug it up, man, that's it, and then let it go. Good, and again, shrug it up. Bit higher, bit higher, bit higher, good, and then let it go. And again, shrug it up, and let it go, good, and we'll just take it all the way down there. Sometimes it's good to get a muscle to activate, move a joint when you're pinning it. Can just mean you can flush a bit of blood into that area. Yes.
What the heck? That just went up 5 levels. Oof.
Nice, Matty. He's doing good. He's doing really good. I'm just going to come around to the front here a little bit more and see what we've got in that true upper trap here. Right, and so...
I cry.
Yeah, there's a good one there, isn't there, Matty?
You need to... Yeah, it's so spicy. Crikey.
Oh, nice. Very good from Matty there. Okay. Sorry for interrupting the video, guys, but just wanted to mention our next intake of the MMT Bodywork course is happening in August. So we've already got a lot of people from all over the world that have signed up. United Kingdom, Europe, America again. So if you've really been watching us for a long time and you want to learn more from Ninja and myself, sign up now. We've only got 10 spaces at the time that I filmed this left. So click the link in the bio and book your interview and we'll get you in. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to grab his arm, hold it in here, lock it in, and we're going to start to work down the side of his body. So we've done some upper trap work. Now we're going to get into the underside of the scapula where some of the rotator cuff muscles attach, but also the lat comes up. And you can see on Matty, he's got a very big lat. Ninja warrior here, does lots of calisthenics training. So yeah, need to have really strong lats to hold yourself up on the bar and fly through the air, eh, Matty?
Correct.
Correct.
With explosive pull-up stuff.
Yes.
For sure.
No kips.
No kips, as a ninja likes to do.
Not like us lads at MMT. Need the kip to get the reps. So what I'm doing here is, I'm just cradling Matt's arm, so hopefully he's not activating that at all. And I'm just pinning some fibers here, got a good spot, and then I'll bring his arm up to get the stretch, and then go back, pin, pull his arm up, get that stretch happening. And then again, last one, pin.
This one's funny when you tell
and get the
people
stretch.
to relax their arms.
Sometimes people can't do it, eh?
They're like, relax. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I know. It's like you're holding it there. Oh, cool, man. So sometimes when you are a practitioner and if you're holding it flimsily like that and they feel like you're not holding it, that's when they'll activate it. But if you get a really good grip on it like that, they'll feel like you've got them, so there'll be the trust there that they can fully relax.
Light just went out there.
Light just went out? Oh no.
Oh shit, cancel the video.
Cancel the video.
It's ruined.
Nah, we're still going here, so I'm just working through a lot of these tight parts on Matty. There's heaps of good stuff in here.
Where'd that one come from? Oof.
Yeah, there's plenty. So we're just trying to take some tone out of this muscle because Matt's got quite a lot of tone in the lat here. So when there's heaps of tone, sometimes when you do like overtraining or you just do lots of one exercise, a muscle can get too tight, and that's when you can get some kind of hyperactive trigger points that refer pain to other areas of the body. And yeah, you can probably just lose a little bit of performance too. So sometimes it's good to get body work just as an athlete, even if you're not in pain, just so your performance is on point. So yeah, taking it all the way down.
Get that full range of motion, so if you're training, you can have strength in the whole range as well.
That's it. So I'm just going to get you to keep your arm there, Matty.
Yep.
And I'm just going to do some thumb work here so Leo can get a bit of a better picture about what I'm doing. So pinning that lat right there, down onto the rib cage, and we're just going to slowly take it down. And it'll probably bring up all sorts of different sensations for Matty. Some parts will feel fine, and then there'll be this crescendo where there'll be a bit of pain, like in there, eh?
Yep.
It's nice, man. Doing good. Perfect. I'll start another one up here. Go a little bit more anterior, around to the front. I feel like there's a good bit just even right there. Got that, Matty? Nice.
Yep.
Beautiful. So what I'm going to do now is just a line. Keep Matty's arm back up there, not hold it this time. And I'm just going to do a line straight down. Thinking more about getting onto the ribs now. So not as much lat. We're obviously pushing into the lat and those soft tissue structures. But yeah, I'm thinking more about getting onto the ribs and really just pushing them down.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Treating those intercostals.
Ooh. Ooh.
Some good stuff in there, Matty. You're doing good, man. How's it feeling, bro?
Yeah, I feel like it's gone into a different
Different level?
different little spice over there. What are you training right now? Is that lat?
Yeah, lat, and then obviously just the ribs as well,
Yeah,
just whatever
ribs.
attaches to them.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, very good. What we're going to do now is go down to the obliques in here. So sometimes people can get really jammed in this section. Obviously you've got the lower back, the QL, but this space between the 12th rib and the iliac crest can sometimes get quite compressed. So what it's good when you do these sideline treatments is to just put the forearm into that space, just sink in there nice and gently, because it can be one of those places that feels quite invasive.
Yep.
And then what we're doing is, just trying to pin up against either the iliac crest or the 12th rib, and just trying to create space in here.
Yeah.
So I'll be guided by Matty here in terms of what he wants me to do, whether he wants me to go straight down or he wants me to pin more into that crest.
Yeah, that one.
That one there feels better.
That one gives me an ache referral into both lower backs and a bit in the glute.
Yeah, cool. So just pinning those oblique structures that attach to the top of the pelvis there. And just get Matty to do some breathing here. So big deep breath in there, Matty. And then all the way up, man. There we go. Good. Imagine this is almost like just opening and lengthening. It's good, man. And again. Big deep breath in, big deep breath in. Good. And let it all go, man. Lengthen this side. Nice, man. And have a rest there. Beautiful.
Whoa.
What we can also do too is look at just releasing some of this stuff that's on the 12th rib here. So once again, you got the QL underneath there, but I just want to kind of do a line across that whole rib and just to see what Matty's got in here. So might just do some palpation into these structures first, just to see if there's anything that is highlighted when I'm pushing in here. You got anything there, Matty, at all, or not too bad?
No, I think it's more lower.
Yeah, cool. So I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything on top of the rib first, but doesn't seem to be. So what we can do now is just go a little bit lower and drop into
Into the
QL. So
Hello,
I might use my right thumb there so you guys can see that a little bit better. So dropping straight down into that outer line of the QL.
Yeah.
And the erector complex too. So with the erector spinae, you've got the spinalis, longissimus is in the middle, and then iliocostalis is on the side. So we're pushing into those structures which can get really sticky and tight here, but we're trying to go deeper into the QL. And the QL attaches to the 12th rib, iliac crest, and then into the transverse processes of the spine. So yeah, Matty's definitely got a spot there, eh?
Yeah, it's gnarly. It's like similar to the other one you're doing, but I guess a slightly different spot, right?
Yeah, so the other one, when I was pushing into the crest, was probably hitting the QL as well, but just where it attaches onto the pelvis. So I'll just do some kind of pin and release stuff here, so if we can find even better points.
Yeah. Rightio.
So a lot of people that suffer lower back pain, this can be, I guess, the main culprit that is tight and dense and stopping you from having mobility and kind of giving you that real vulnerability with the pain as well. So when the QLs get really tight, it kind of locks you in a really arched position here. So that's why when you try and go touch your toes or move from side to side, you get quite a lot of pain because this muscle is just jacked up, you know, and it's probably there to compensate for something else. But the first step to feeling better is to get into these muscles and pin them and hold them and weight on them to free them up, to give you more freedom of movement. And then we can look at your movements and strength training protocols and to see if we can build up new pathways and find new strengths so that these issues don't arise in the future.
Yeah, so it is a hip flexor.
That's in the hip flexor?
Well, QL's a hip flexor, right?
QL's more of a, not really hip flexor, that's more psoas and iliacus. So the QL like extends the spine. It also laterally flexes the spine and is involved in a little bit of rotation. So it's got no attachment to the hip. It's only the pelvis and the spine and the 12th rib. Yeah. Are you thinking of a different muscle, or did you just get your?
I remember in studying, it was like the three at the front they pull the pelvis down. I think that's my phone. And then QL pulls it up. Right? Like it's in the posterior side?
QL can hike the hip, so when one's tight, it brings the pelvis up, not the hip though, because it's not got no attachments to the femur.
Yeah. Okay,
so it can't flex. It can't flex the hip. It can do stuff to the pelvis though. But the reason why the iliacus and the psoas at the front can hip flex is because they've got attachments to the femur itself. So it's a complex thing, the anatomy. It's
bit of masterclass for me as well.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Learn yourself something.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about here, learning. L place for life, eh?
Yep.
So, how's this feeling in here, Matty?
Yeah, I feel like it's getting less angry now.
Getting less angry?
It's good.
But it's one of those ones where, if you push into yourself right now, into these areas, chances are you're going to find some gold. Come down in here, Lee. Let's get some.
That's a good.
Yeah, that's the angle, bro.
That's a good.
Good spot there, man.
Yeah. Oh, try to turn it off a bit.
So yeah, it's called quadratus lumborum because it's almost like a, what is it, like a quadrangle or something like that, where is that the right term? But so it attaches to the spine, the iliac crest, and the 12th rib. So it sits in this little pocket here, and it's that kind of shape. So yeah, I guess when we're pinning it, what we're trying to do is just obviously lengthen the tissue, hydrate it, get rid of any pain receptors or trigger points there might be in here. And Matty said before that when I was in here, he felt referral kind of into the SIJ here. You can get referral into the quad and down into the leg when you get work into the QL as well. So yeah, if you're at home playing along, push into it yourself, but also get a lacrosse ball and pin it and see if you can give yourself some freedom.
Hey kids, if you're playing along.
What we're going to do now is work into the stuff below the pelvis, which is the glutes. So on the side, we've got more glute medius and glute minimus, so they stabilize the pelvis during movement and also abduct the femur. But yeah, they're more like, I guess what we're looking at more so with human movement is its function in terms of human movement rather than just like the function of, say, abduction like that, even though that's very important to human movement. Or we like to think about the glute med as like a pelvic stabilizer, and if you're moving side to side, that's when it would be utilized, I guess. But yeah, these sideline treatments are awesome because you can really pinpoint right down onto the glute med and stretch it, whereas...
That feels like getting a bit of TFL, I think, maybe.
Bit of TFL in there too, yeah.
For that referral.
When the person's on their stomach, you can kind of pin it up to the side, but it's hard to do these stretching motions into it, so that's why it's easily accessible when people are on their side. So yeah, we can do these long strokes, going straight down into the top of the femur there, which is where all these attach to. But we can also just do some more pinpoint stuff. If we find some nuggety areas, we can pin straight in. Pin and release. Yeah, that's giving Matty a bit of curry. Mid-air dabs. So sometimes if you're treating someone, it's good to just pin a few areas and get feedback from your customer. Is that your pain? Is that your spot? Because if you just pin one spot and they're like, oh, I think so, you might be missing it. So just for the first bit of the treatment, just push into a few different areas and then you can get a better gauge on what's actually necessary, I guess, to give that person relief. Good spots, Matty.
Crikey, Moses.
He's doing good. So I'm just pinning down that whole glute med just to try and change its state. Another thing too is that this stuff's awesome for is any potential sciatica symptoms. When these muscles get really dense and tight, you can get referral pains down into the legs. So it's also important to rule out that the sciatica potentially isn't coming from the actual spine itself, but most of the times it's just coming from these muscles being really, really tight. So a lot of times people think that they've got this chronic sciatica, but all it is they just need to get a good thorough treatment in here and they'd be right. They'd be fixed.
They'd be right, mate.
They'd be right. Good spots there, Matty.
Yep.
Making my way down.
Downtown.
Making my way downtown. No, you're doing good, bro.
I don't know how to use a practice in the lead up to this in the warm up.
100%. Yeah. We warmed him up for sure, didn't we? All right, you roll back over, mate. We've got to do some TFL. Wouldn't be a sideline treatment without a bit of TFL action. So the TFL sits more, I guess, anterior. And this one, is another one that people get heaps of angry trigger points into. So might just use one thumb there so Leo can see. But I reckon, Matty's, you're probably more at the front, aren't you, man?
Yeah, more of a front man.
More of a front man? Much going on in there, bro?
Not
too bad.
So
Bit more in there. So we'll just pin
that
that for him.
So like quad. Yeah.
He's a big ass TFL. Pops out like no tomorrow on Matty.
Pops out like the morning. Is that a thing? Is that a quote?
Pops out like the morning. Look at it. Look at his TFL. It's huge.
Yeah.
Strong as an ox.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at that.
That's the
Bigger than
muscle.
massive. Bigger than his glute.
What the heck?
Same as your forearm, bigger than your biceps.
All right, let's
Bigger
make
than
our
my-
way down. So you go back on your side, mate, boy.
Sorry, boss.
Get my wax out because this bloke needs a bit of wax on his legs. Fair income. Sorry to interrupt your video, guys, but we're just going to advertise our Patreon platform where we post every day, exclusive content, no towels, just us blokes having fun, treating each other. So if you want to see some MMT action every day, jump over there and you will be very happy. So what we're going to do now is some ITB stuff. So the cool thing about doing ITB sidelining is accessibility, but you can also kind of go right up to the greater trochanter here, which is that top of the femur bone. And with the ITB, it actually is an extension of the TFL and the glute as they come down into the leg. So with this technique, it's cool because you can kind of catch everything up here and then start your stroke going down. So if you've had some body work before, you'll probably be aware that this area can be pretty brutal to receive treatment to. So we'll just do a nice big comprehensive warm up here and see what Matty's got in store. Is that quite how you're doing, Matty, so far?
Yeah, it's enough. Because ITB is quite delicate, so it's a good first one as well.
So it's very white, tendinous, fascial structure, and it needs to be because it's almost like a power or force emitter. So yeah, we use it to transfer force throughout our body when we're doing things like running or cutting or playing sports, things like that. So it has to be white because it's so much load bearing needed, kind of like the Achilles tendon or the thoracolumbar fascia. That's why tendons are white, because they need to be really hardened and strong to attach the muscle to the bone. Lots of tension and force goes through them. So when we put treatment into them, that's why they respond so well, because of getting a little bit of blood flow in there and getting a bit of synovial fluid into the joint that it's attaching to. And also the Golgi tendon organ too. So that's a organism or cellular structure that's in the tendon, in every tendon in your body. And the cool thing is it's a bit of it's like a response mechanism. So the actual definition is that when the Golgi tendon senses like the tendon is under too much force and maybe at the risk of injury, it'll tell the muscle belly to relax. So it's kind of like a reverse engineered way of what we're doing with our treatment. If we can affect the tendon, we can tell that structure to actually tell the muscle belly to relax. So
damn, you're pretty smart.
it's pretty cool, eh?
You know your stuff. Oh shit.
So yeah, just using the forearm blade here, going right down the guts of the ITB.
Oh, it's very, very delicate.
Very tender, Matty. I'll just back off a little bit. It's very fascial. And just hydrating all these lines here for Matty. There's plenty in it. You can imagine Matty's pain right now that he's going through. Doing good, Matty.
IT was feeling great before this. So.
Yeah, now it's feeling,
I feel like
real good, eh? So, won't speed it up.
No, I refuse.
I do not consent.
I do not consent.
There we go. Got Matty good there. Alrighty, so we'll come down here. We're getting to the shin now. So a really good area to treat on the side of the shin is the perineals. So they attach to the head of the fibula and run down the outside of the ankle. So these, if you push into yourself, you'll feel them as just really ropey structures on the outside of the shin. But they're very important to ankle function as well. So we need them to be nice and strong.
Yeah, feeling a bit into the toes, I think.
Bit into the toes, yeah. So yeah, with these you can trigger point them, just pinpoint exactly where you feel like the tighter spots are, and then we can just do these little scoops off them.
Yeah, it's
Slowly
pretty intense.
moving down.
Oh, yeah.
It's intense, isn't it, Matty?
Yeah, it feels like quite a bit. Like, didn't realise.
Didn't realise how much you had in there.
Yeah, feeling in my ankle.
Yeah, normally the referral goes to the top of the ankle.
I feel my hair getting pulled.
Yeah.
It's alright, it's my fault.
No wax here, bro.
Yeah.
So,
I'll wax it eventually.
Yeah, and it's another cool one where, as a practitioner, you just get better leverage here. When they're on their stomach or their side, you kind of got to be down low and pinning up into the structure and then taking it down. But this, we can just kind of pin straight down into it. There you go, another flag. And straight down.
You don't have to bleep that out, Leo. That's a bit of work for you, sorry.
Like so. So we can also work to the other side of where the perineals come down as well, around the back of the ankle. This is an area too where you can get a lot of shin splints. So people that have been returned to sport or just maybe doing a lot of overtraining can get shin splint feelings, well, anywhere in the shin, but this is a common one that doesn't get, I guess, addressed or treated much. So kind of the back of the fibula, where all these perineals come around, people can just get really raw and tender in here, and yeah, that, like, they know about it straight away. Even like the lightest touch can just be brutal in here. So for them, this treatment is absolute medicine. I think Ninja did a video on this treatment not long ago on YouTube, so could potentially put a card for that one if you want to look at a bit more detail through this area here.
There's another job, Leo.
Yeah, you writing some notes down here, Leo? Like so. So there you go, guys. That's a bit of a demonstration of some sideline treatment. You could, treat sideline for not even the full body. If you've just got someone with a knee complaint and you wanted to work the ITB structures coming off the knee, you could do sideline stuff. If it's a hip complaint, you could just do that, lower back as well. You don't have to do full body, but yeah, it is a really underutilized but really valuable way to treat as a practitioner. So I would highly recommend. Hope you got something out of this video.
Good tutorial.
Yeah, and
nice.
Happy days. So we'll catch you next time, eh?